You have sports cars, supercars, hypercars, but then there's Pagani. So we visited the Orazio Pagani Museo, we saw l'atelier with the building process of l'Utopia, but then we had to do something else. And Horacio was so kind enough to invite us to take out the Huayra BC Roadster. We're in the beautiful hills behind Modena. Guess it's probably gonna be a good day behind the wheel of this epic machine. I guess it's happening. Pretty excited. I have the key, putting on ignition, lots of stuff happening around me, dials moving around. Guess it's time to wake up the beast. V12 never disappoints, all right. Let's put it in first, and yeah. Ready to enjoy this thing. All right, gotta be careful. Don't want to do anything silly. All right, first meters in the Huayra BC Roadster. Feels extremely special. I'm surrounded by carbon fiber everywhere in the cabin. There's a lot of noise going around. The air intake just behind my head. Pretty exceptional experience already, and I'm still using not using anything of the driving modes, just in comfort, in just automatic gearbox for now. It's spectacular. There's so much going on with the roof down. The experience is like 100 times more extreme because you have all the wind coming through. You see all the trees flying by. First impressions, well, it looks like a really big car when you're standing next to it, but once you're driving it, it doesn't feel that big. All right, you have the mirrors that are a bit wider than the rest of the car, of course. But besides that, it's a very small and agile car. Even in little towns like we're in now, it feels very, very easy going. Small steering wheel too. It's been a while. I haven't seen a small steering wheel like this. Normally you have like these pizza steering wheels. This one doesn't have it, and not too many screens, you know. You have the small screen in the middle, making sure for your infotainment system, but that's it. And then in the middle, of course, a small display with some information, but besides that, it's very engaging. You have the analog displays. Oh, and the gearbox. Every gear with the single clutch, it's like you have this slowing down moment and then it catches up again. I like it. So yeah, a little more about the name and the car itself. It was revealed in summer of 2019, following up, of course, the coupe version. This is the Roadster. We had the coupe, 20 examples, sold out immediately, of course. And then somehow the Roadster came. It wasn't really planned, but the Pagani factory continue to receive deposits from customers like, yeah, come on, we need something else, we need something wild, extreme. And then they were like, all right, let's make it happen. Customer is king, and they listened, so they started building this thing, the Roadster version, for the examples only ever produced. As any Pagani, of course, it's extremely rare. You wouldn't see two at the traffic light together, or not often. Maybe during one of the Raduros you will, but it's not every day though. Yeah, even here in the hills of Modena, everybody's it's a real head turner. Like, oh my God, Pagani, Pagani, Pagani. And yeah, that's a typical feature of a Pagani, of course, that it's a real crowd pleaser. It's a really nice thing too, of course, but a really nice thing too are the performance. And yeah, it's not just any kind of performance. I know Pagani's not, we have a red light, so I'll have to hold on for a moment. But Pagani's not about the screaming numbers. They're not like, oh, we brought out a car and it has, I don't know how many horsepower. It feels like an extra, you know. They talk a lot about the car, the driving, the entire experience, and then everything about the numbers. For example, this one, 800 horsepower, 1050 Newton meters torque. Yeah, it's wild for a car that weighs only 1250 kilograms. So just imagine power to weight ratio is mad on this thing. Even then, they're not screaming numbers. It's because it's just about the entire driving experience, and that's exactly what I'm discovering right now, because in these hills you can't go flat out all the time, but you still are able to enjoy this car to the max. Of course, the roadster experience helps a lot, and the weather does a great job too, but then all the noises that are going on, you might heard a little a pop in the back. That was the titanium exhaust waking up. But of course we're in comfort, so it's not that loud for now. But maybe we should change that a bit. So putting it in sports, putting it also in the manual gearbox mode, just a push on the steering wheel, and then we are able to play with the gearbox a little bit ourselves, with the sounds going on. Oh. Turbo blow off. It's incredible. And then these small pops and bangs always present when lifting the throttle. Woo. Ferrari prototype, nothing special to see there. Guess these roads are something special for the car manufacturers in the neighborhood. That's why we're also here, recommended by PR Sebastian Baridi. He told us, if you want to enjoy the car, these are the roads you need to go to. So that's exactly what we did. Yeah, once you start driving a little bit faster, not too fast of course, and you start playing a bit with the gears, then there's a lot of stuff going on in this car. Even on some bumpy roads, because now we even in sports, suspension is super smooth. It's it's pretty incredible how they managed to get a hypercar like this so comfortable. Because these Italian roads, of course, they are lovely to drive on, but not every part is in the best condition. And still, it floats across the roads. It just floats. Yeah, and I'm still distracted by every piece of detail in the car, the carbon fiber everywhere. I need to stay focused on the car because it's really a really engaging drive. Yeah, there's so much to look for. It's beautiful. And then something funny about the name, it's a little bit of history, but I do like history, definitely automotive history. So about the name itself, Huayra BC, Roadster BC, the initials of Benny Caiola. Benny used to be the first customer in 1999 who ordered the first Zonda. It was chassis number 3, because the 2 first ones stayed at Pagani, of course. When he received it, he was like so happy about the car. He sent a personal letter to Horacio, sharing his emotions, telling that the Zonda, the car he just received, was like the Da Vinci of all the cars that he used to have, and he was already a big collector at the time, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and still the Zonda was like something he never experienced before. And as an honor to Benny, because he passed away in 2010, he named the car after him, which is the most beautiful thing I think you can do to honor a man, to honor a customer. And yeah, it's worth the name. It's worth the name. Oh, the torque. Oh. Redline is only at 6,000 RPM, so for this kind of type of car, it's not that much. The thing is that the torque is available, the max torque, so the 1,050 Newton meters of torque, is available between 2,500 and 5,600 RPM, something like that. So just imagine the power you have available at any single time, in any single gear. It continues to push. And the single clutch, oh. And then yeah, it's masterpiece of an engine, because the thing is, before in the Zonda period, Pagani always used the engines coming straight from Mercedes-AMG, but with the Huayra, they started to collaborate on the entire building process of the engine. So this V12 6-liter engine, twin turbo, is the perfect harmony, the collaboration between Mercedes-AMG and Pagani, as they developed it together to create masterpiece of an engine. Super solid. It's wow. And of course, it was made with the principle of one man, one engine. So on the engine bay, you still have the name of the engineer that built the engine, which is kind of a small detail, but again, at Pagani, we do love details. It makes a world of difference. Crackles all over the place. I'm living La Dolce Vita, but in 2024, this is... Oh. My hair is gonna be so messed up at the end of this ride. Braking a little harder, the flaps coming up. You just can see the top of them. And of course now we are not driving the fastest times around the hills of Modena. I'm talking about performance, big numbers, but it also results in fast lap times, because this car, this specific car, this is actually the lap record holder. It broke the lap record in Spa of homologated road cars, and it did a 2 minutes 23.08, something like that, on a random day. The guys of Pagani were testing the brand new Pirelli Trofeo R-Tar, which is a tire I really like. Was not the best weather, not the best conditions on the track either to go for a lap record, but they were like, we see some potential in what we're doing right here. They called Horacio, they called HQ to ask, we're in a good moment, the car feels great. Can we do it? Can we do it? And after 2 laps, they already broke the record, which is absolutely mad. Even with the conditions of the track, they weren't ideal. There was still some potential, so I'm pretty sure if they take out the car again on a better day, on a better moment, they would smash that record again. So it's not always about the performance, but it's still pretty cool to tell that you hold a lap record at Spa. Doing some small chicanes. Car feels great. Oh. The emotions going on, it's unseen. I want to enjoy the view, but I can't, I need to stay focused. Crackles, turbo whining, oh. This car has it all. And I do like the philosophy of Pagani, because you have a lot of brands that always search for perfection, perfection, perfection in a way of performance and being always, again, about the numbers. But Pagani, they search perfection for the driver. What does the driver want? He wants an engaging car, he wants lots of emotion, things that go on while driving the car, and that's exactly what this thing does, you know, because even again, it's super, super, super fast. You're just living an experience that's unseen in so many cars. Our friendly Italians letting us by. Grazie mille. 2 words I speak, that's it. Because for example, the gearbox, it's a single clutch, which means it's not the fastest, but it gives such a new dimension to the driving of the car, because yeah, you can feel the gear really getting in and slowing down, back on the throttle, power. Yeah, that's what you want. You want a car that's pure emotion. That's what you want in a car. And that's exactly what they managed to do so perfectly at Pagani. It's bring that emotion into such a wild car. Oh. And talking about that single clutch, again, the emotion is one thing, but it's also very light because it saves 35 kilograms compared to a double clutch gearbox, which brings down the weight again. And we all know that the most important thing about driving experience is a light car. And for a car with these performances, 1250 kilograms, unseen. And that's again something you feel in the corners. The notes feel super light, and that's the thing they manage to do so well. It's bringing the science, the technology, and the design together in such a beautiful product like the Huayra BC Roadster. It's the perfect definition of art and science at Pagani. So making the design, making beauty functional. Yeah, I'm so blown away by all the details, all the little things that are going on inside here, the small buttons. For example, the gear lever, it's made of wood, and of course it's engraved with carbon fiber. That's Pagani's signature thing. But the wooden aspect of the gear lever comes straight out of the Porsche 917, which still is Horatio's favorite car. He even has like a little scale model of the car on his desk. And so it's again small details like that make you fall in love with the car every single time you just watch it. You look at a thing. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And talking about these details, there are 7,000 unique pieces, elements in the car, counting the power unit, the engine as one. So again, think about the amount of time that went into the car, and then if you wanted something completely exclusive and you wanted to personalize the car even more, then yeah, it would take even a little bit longer than 8 months, because you can go super crazy on the spec of your Huayra BC Roadster, and that's what customers did. There's even a customer, he spec'd the car in a special color. The car is somewhere in the US, I think, and he spec'd the car in a color named Bianco Beni, which is also a color that was in honor of Benny Caiola. So again, that's a really special Huayra BC Roadster. That's a very special one. Whew, somebody pinch me. This is stuff coming out of my wildest dreams, honestly. And the steering is so light. I love the steering. I was maybe a little bit afraid that it wouldn't be this agile, but it feels like it feels like a big go-kart. It feels like a super big go-kart. Goes around these hairpins like it's nothing. And so smooth. The road is a bit bumpy and still feels super precise in the nose. It's very silly, but when I think and I feel that a car drives and feels like a go-kart, it's a very good car. It's a very good car. But I think after all this driving, I'm getting a little hungry, so I think it's time to get a little nice spot, search for a little nice restaurant. I'm pretty sure we'll find one here in Italy to go for a little lunch. We have arrived at our lunch location, the beautiful town of Castelvetro di Modena. It's your typical Italian town. It's super cute. And we have found the perfect parking place for our Huayra BC Roadster. But the Huayra chapter doesn't end here, because we still have the Huayra R Evo to come, and we'll definitely see it on the GT1 Sports Club event. So I'm seriously excited about that. But there's still more to come with Utopia chapter, because there will be more and more super exclusive models coming out anytime soon. So make sure to stay tuned, don't miss anything. And of course, I would like to thank Pagani Automobili so much for the incredible opportunity. It was a ride of a lifetime, and I can't wait to see more of what they will bring to the world. So thank you for watching, and see you at another Curbstone TV review. Take care, bye bye.